We now return to our youth forum, the new Bandidos, on DZRJ 810 AM.
Good morning, everyone, and you're tuned into the new Bandido show with me, Pia Maroto.
With Javier Padilla.
Missy Castro. And Tenny Mardo.
Good morning, Tani.
Good morning.
And our students from
University of
PUP, Polytechnic University of the Philippines. Welcome, guys. Good morning. So, in a few minutes, we're going to...
Tax Whiz will be here.
Yeah, and I'm so excited. I'll tell you why later. Okay, I'll tell everyone why
that was an
later.
interesting question, Pia. Are people open to having a president and a vice president who are both women?
Yeah, I am.
So am I.
Yeah.
Very interesting to know.
Because yesterday we were talking to the students and they were saying the president needs to be like the father figure.
Father image.
Yeah.
And then the
Yes.
vice president should be like the mother.
Mother.
But it's interesting. What about if we had a tandem, both women?
Right, but you know, realistically speaking, and learning from Professor Hill, we really have to learn how to weigh things.
Yes.
It's just the whole feminist in me, you know, that would really go for, two women. I love it, right? Why not? Because I'm a woman.
I
No
wonder
offense to
if
the men, but I
any
think
other
they're doing great.
countries have had that. I wonder.
Yeah, I mean, no.
Probably not.
No.
Probably not.
No, so I don't know the difficulty or whatever it will entail, but realistically speaking, I would also do what Professor Hill advises, really to weigh things and see their capabilities,
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, that's what we need, that's what we're looking for, right?
Yeah, I like how Professor actually answered about it. He's really intelligent in saying, hindi naman kailangan like magkaroon ng problema, but he was saying we the voters, the public has to really think and discern well, is that really what we want and what kind of people really are we putting there.
What about you guys? What about our students from
Are you
PUP?
open to having a tandem, both women?
Good morning, I'm Ken. I think wala naman pong problema kung parehas pong babae yung magiging president tsaka VP po natin. Kasi bumuboto po tayo according sa mga plataforma po nila yung experience. I think babase tayo sa ano yung magiging ano yung pwede na lang gawin para sa bansa natin, ano yung kaya nilang gawin, ano yung paano nila hawakan yung ekonomiya, yung foreign policy, tas paano nila hawakan yung mga crisis na maaaring dumating sa administration nila.
Yeah, I mean, if you read the headlines nga today, it's in the front page, no? The Philippines tells China, no country can claim an entire sea. How are we going to... We're being watched also, and we should be watching ourselves, like what you're saying, no, Kent? Really, like, how... We need people who can defend us. Yes, go ahead. Sorry, I need to, like, turn around for a bit.
I guess the women
So
the women that we're looking at right now, like the likes of Lenny Robredo, she knows what she's talking about. Matapang siya, and kasama sa publiko yung titingnan natin hanggang saan, katulad ng sinabi ni Professor Hill, di ba? Kakayanin ba hanggang ika-6 na taon and more than that, di ba? So what about our students? Dalawang babae, presidente at vice president. What do you think about that?
Hello po, good morning. I'm Jem from Polytechnic University of the Philippines. So para sa akin po, wala namang problema sa sa tandem ng dalawang babae. So dapat kasi tignan din natin kung ano yung magagawa nila, at pag-aralan din natin kung ano na yung mga nagawa nila sa kung may mga napasa na ba silang batas na nakakatulong sa atin at nagagamit hanggang ngayon. Tapos ayun, i-research natin kung ano ba yung nila, kung ano yung estado nila sa sa ngayon, yung nila, yung mga nila tawag dito, yung mga pinaglalaban nila, dapat i-consider din natin yun as voters.
Yeah.
I think open naman. People are open if they win.
Yeah.
But I'm just wondering that when you get to the voting booth, will you vote two women?
Yeah.
Parang, I mean, if they win, fine, okay lang. But in your person, will you vote for them? Oh, the tax whiz has arrived. Come in, come in.
Tax Whiz is here. Good morning, good morning.
Welcome, Mr. Mon Abrea.
Good morning, Mr. Monabrea.
Have a seat.
Welcome to the new Bandidos show.
Pia wants to have the honor of introducing you.
Yes, because today I want to say that we have two dragons from the University of Asia and the Pacific. That's, of course, Mona Brea and me.
Okay.
That's why I want to say that. Welcome, sir.
Good morning to everyone, as in to all the taxpayers and to all entrepreneurs.
Good morning.
morning.
Morning. Welcome to the show. Just in a few minutes from now, we're gonna go live simulcast with 100.3 FM. Okay, so watch out for us. The people over there, FM, are gonna get into the people over here in AM. And lately, it's been so crazy happy. It's very interesting to really get in touch with the people who are listening over there in FM and switching into the AM of RJ. So in a few minutes we'll be live simulcast with RJ 100.3 FM. So Sir Mon, okay, I'm so excited because being an educator for one, and just not so long ago passing my exams in finance, which I'm really not, it was never a finance person, but because I was determined to be able to teach financial literacy to our teachers, primarily first our teachers, because so that our students could learn it, I realized that I had to also study, and I went crazy.
Great.
But I am still learning a lot. Maybe you can educate us further with the basics on financial literacy, maybe to begin with the formula which I learned. Income, right? Income minus your savings is actually your expense. Tama ba yun? Did I get that right, Mon? Right?
Well, if you're referring to the income statement, it should be income minus expenses equal to profit.
Okay.
But what we need to adopt is potential income minus fixed savings is equal to budget. That
Yeah.
enforces the idea of saving so that we can invest and not rely on our fixed income or our limited resources. The idea of finance is really, for most, especially for if you read the books, it always talks about wealth accumulation. But for me, it's really the idea of giving, because you cannot give something you don't have.
Yes.
So if you really want to give and to be more generous, then you have to start with yourself. Invest on yourself, which is tax-free. So make yourself really good, add value to yourself, build your credibility, build your network, so that you can help a lot of people. And wealth will come naturally.
Yeah.
Because people will also be generous to those who are generous.
That's
And I think that's the reverse psychology, or that is the competition with corruption. So we cannot
Interesting.
compete corruption by just killing the corrupt. We need to be honest, we need to be generous, we need to be kind. And I think that will counter the evil that propagates corruption. And finance is the key there.
Yeah.
Corrupt would want to accumulate so much wealth. They're greedy.
Yes.
Honest and generous people should accumulate as well resources so that they can give. Otherwise, if you are as poor as the poor ones, how can you even contribute?
That's right. But in your field, Mr. Tax Whiz, taxes and
Yes,
the BIR and all that, diba? That's where we see a lot of corruption. But how can you tell the youth to do something about it? What can they do?
Actually, when it comes to taxes, do not complicate it by assuming that you need to read the tax book or the tax code for you to be part or contribute. First, tax should be perceived as our contribution, our share in nation building. And it doesn't need to be millions. It just have to be fair. So, when you buy something, you need to ask for receipt, because your contribution there is to encourage the establishment, the restaurants, the stores, to pay their taxes. But if
Yes.
you don't ask for receipt, you're giving them an excuse not to declare their income. Then, when you are employed, it doesn't give you an excuse not to understand taxes. Why? Because there are employers who are also confused. They don't withhold the right taxes. They do not remit. Sometimes I'm not making a pronouncement or encouraging BIR to run after employers, because the idea here is our tax code is complicated. So our share, we demand for a simplified, for a fair, for a lower taxes, so that everyone will feel good in giving their share. And we push our government to really make good governance as their lifestyle, not just a platform.
Yeah.
Mon, I have a question. Sometimes we hear that when you give donations, this helps lower your taxes or something. People sometimes say things like that oh, they're giving a donation because, and that also helps lower your taxes. Is there any truth to that?
It's actually true, because charitable contribution is tax deductible. It's a deductible expense. However, there are regulations that we need to follow. Number one, you cannot just donate to everyone or give all your income so that you don't pay taxes. There are thresholds, there are limitations that foundations should also apply for accreditation and exemption from BIR. And all foundations, including us, have to undergo that process. We cannot just be indifferent to the regulation.
Okay, Kent, you have a question. Go ahead.
Good morning, sir. I'm Ken from PUP. If the law lowering income and corporate tax has been passed and implemented, when can we feel its effects, especially on our economy?
For the employees, it's immediate. The moment, even if the Congress has already killed the tax reform bill last week, we're still hoping that it will have its redemption anytime soon. If not under this administration, possibly during the first year of the next president, which reminds me that the youths should really participate in the next election. You know, platform, not faces, not names. We really need them to not to make promises, but to deliver whatever they need to do. So going back to the lowering of taxes, you know, I attended the BPIC awarding yesterday, last night actually, and together with Jaza, Sobel Ayala, Joey Concepcion, Shell Habito, they actually expressed, especially Professor Habito, that lowering taxes will actually encourage voluntary compliance. It will increase collection, contrary to the threat of the Department of Finance and BIR that it will result to revenue losses. I think the revenue losses is a mathematical computation, because if you reduce the rate, automatic you reduce the collection, but you have not considered the broadening of the taxpayer base, meaning more people are paying and more people are honest in giving their share, because they see that, oops, they are all giving their 5 peso share. Before they're not, but because it's already acceptable to them, they start complying, and because it's already simple, they can already follow or comply. So I think the whole idea here is making it simple, making it fair. We're not saying that government should not collect or BIR should stop what they're doing. They should stop harassing people. They should stop accepting under the table. But collecting, I think it's part, and it's really their mandate. I don't see anything wrong.
So why is our tax code so complicated? Why can't it be simplified?
Because in the first place, we just copied it.
Oh, okay.
The entire tax code was copied, and the original version has been revised in US. Unlike ours, since sabi ko nga, since the EDSA revolution in 1986, it's exactly the same. The tax rates are the same. That's why what we are saying, you know, honestly, I don't have any vendetta or personal angst against the president or Kim Inares, but my position is clear. It is an injustice. And the more they delay it, they are corroborating, or they are actually participating in the injustice. 2 decades already, and we have not revised it. And we're talking about 500,000. 500,000 20 years ago can give you house and lot. 500,000 now is just a penalty for BIR.
Yes, that is true.
500,000 before, you are almost a millionaire. 500,000 now, you can consider as bankrupt because the debts are more than whatever you have. So the idea of inclusive growth is not just a principle. The idea of inclusive growth should be a lifestyle. Everyone should experience that prosperity.
Yeah.
And the only way we can do that is for the government to stop assuming all the responsibilities of people.
Yeah, that's true. I agree.
The poor people should really work. The middle class should be given incentives for working hard.
True.
the rich should really be encouraged to share their wealth. And the
Correct.
government should really focus on service. And if that will be the mantra of everyone, I
Yeah.
don't see any problem why the country will not move forward.
Yeah.
I like that. Prosperity has to be shared.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's share our money.
Yes, that's really true. Okay, sir, what can you say about this? I think medyo nadaanan na natin, but I just wanna share the figures. For 500,000 a year, tax in SG is 2%. In Malaysia, it's 11%. In Thailand, it's 10%. Indonesia, 15%.
Brunei, 0.
Exactly. Philippines, the winner, 32%.
That's exactly the idea of the outdated and overly
Exactly.
burdensome. I think
Yes.
Senator Sani, Senator Bam, Congressman Miro, we have all the same position. It's a matter of political will and it's not really economic sabotage, but the risk. Are they willing to take that risk? Because, it's hard to demand honesty when you're not honest.
Tama yan.
And the idea is that BIR cannot have that position because the entire system has been compromised, and you cannot expect them to declare to the world that we are not honest. But they can actually accuse all of us of not being honest or of being tax evaders. So why can't we just demand first honesty from ourselves? Because if you ask me, when I was a full-time teacher for 5 years, I dread the day, the 15th and the 30th. Every time that I look at my payslip, God knows how much I love being in the classroom. Even in teaching at UANP, better pay compared to other schools, but more taxes. Because UANP is very compliant like
The more you
other
receive,
schools.
right? The
Diba?
more you're actually losing.
And I don't think employees deserve that. In 2014, these are exact figures. I always tell this. 232 billion pesos collected from employees. 455 billion collected from corporation.